Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our graduation for the first graduating class of Catawba Ridge High School. Congratulations. The first word that comes to mind when I think of the class of 2021 is resilience. We have changed schools halfway through our high school careers and had our first year come to a screeching halt. Despite all the confusion, frustration, and fear of the unknown, we have come in to form a student body with a culture of excellence and a family atmosphere to last for generations to come. I mean, here are just a few amazing things we have accomplished this year. 16 different teams made the 4A state playoffs. The men's soccer team was ranked as high as 4th in the nation, and the women's soccer team won the upper state championship. We have 11 athletes committed to chasing their dreams to play at the next level, and we didn't just excel in sport. Our junior ROTC drill team placed 19th in the country. We have a fantastic theater, band, and chorus department that puts on astounding live performances, and our digital art and design program has basically branded our entire school. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But I don't want to keep rambling on, so I'll end with this. I know that each and every one of you will enter the next chapter of your lives with the same resilience and determination. And by doing right, the potential is limitless. So once again, congratulations to the class of 2021. Oh yeah? And let's have a great day, Copperheads!
Teachers and class of 2021. Today is the day we have been anticipating since elementary school, graduation day. Throughout these past 13 years, all of us have learned many life lessons that we will carry into the next chapter of our lives. No matter where this next chapter leads you, whether you're going to a university, community college, the armed forces, or into the workforce, this is a moment that deserves to be celebrated. We've worked long and hard to get here, sharing many laughs, creating many memories, and persevering through many hardships along the way. As the first graduating class of Catawba Ridge High School, I would like to give thanks to the families, friends, teachers, and administrators who have guided us throughout our journey. None of this would have been possible without your endless support and flexibility. You've taught us to face life's uncertainties with gratitude and perseverance. If there's one life lesson I know we've learned, overcoming the challenges of a pandemic, it's that nothing is impossible. As we walk across this stage and new doors open, let's remember to take pride in how far we've come, have faith in how far we can go, and don't forget to enjoy the journey. Thank you.
Oh man, it's hot out here, isn't it? Not as hot as Natalie. Alright, let's get the show on the road. When I sat down to write this last night, all I could think is, man, I gotta deliver this speech tomorrow. Yikes. I really should have started this at least a few weeks ago, but again, my best work always comes when I'm hopelessly under pressure. It's like an off-brand Parkinson's law, if you know what that means. I will think about doing the work during the allotted time, but the good ideas will condense and coalesce into something coherent in the last 1% of the time or so. I wrote all of my college applications this way, and if you allow me to say so, I think it worked out pretty well. But enough background. I owe a great deal of thank yous to all the wonderful teachers that have made this whole thing possible for me in the first place. To start, although she is not here today, I would like to thank Rhonda McGugan, my first ever teacher in the United States, for her warm welcome. I was probably as terrified then, my second day in a new country, as I am here today in front of all of you. I would like to also thank Dr. Michael Ramsey for getting me hooked on guitar, which has been my main way to decompress for the past 3.5 years or so. You should get yourself a teacher like Dr. Ramsey. It will truly work wonders. I would like to thank Richard Solt for introducing me to my favorite author, Charles Dickens, who has greatly influenced my style of writing. I would also like to thank Dana Seastead for teaching me both biology and apes. I would not be who I am today if I did not know what cultural eutrophication meant. I would like to thank Daniel Kopazzi for getting me hooked on physics, which is very well what I might minor in. I would like to thank Jody Delab for allowing me to mispronounce her name for a whole year and not once correcting me, as well as teaching me calculus in her first year as if she had been teaching it for 20 years or more. I would like to thank Linda Junjun for teaching me French for 3 years, all the way from French 2 to collegiate French. I would like to offer a special thanks to Blair Tate and Gina Perry for all their work during our engineering class. Although it was probably the most arduous class I have ever taken, it was also one of the most enjoyable, let's say memorable. I made tons of memories and friends there. It truly was a monumental class for me. And finally, I must absolutely thank Brendan Wright, El Señor Correcto, for being my first AP teacher and sharing my love for 70s, 80s, and 90s music. I will always remember the countless inside jokes and puns I endured and laughed at, albeit against my own will. Some jokes are just too good and bad at the same time that you can't help but laugh. Furthermore, I need to thank my family, my parents, my grandparents, and beyond. If it weren't for their undisclosed activities, I just wouldn't exist, if you know what I mean. Seriously though, I know how hard you worked to get my family to where it is today, and I can never repay you enough for that, so thank you. Truly, my life would not be the same without any of you. Friends, family, or teachers, all of you have had either an indirect or direct, though defined, and profound impact on my life. I owe all of you a thank you. Now, it's 2021, y'all. We have to start thinking about sustainability. I'm not talking about going green and buying a Prius, or cutting meat out of your diet, or shopping at Valley Village, or not mining cryptocurrencies. Those are important, yes, but I'm talking about the sustainability of your happiness, your individual happiness. Whether you like it or not, happiness is a resource, just like lumber, oil, water, or cash. And as it is a resource, it can be either renewable or non-renewable. All of this depends on the price of your happiness. Now, there's a common misconception that money cannot buy you happiness. I'll be the first person to admit that this is not true in principle, because if somebody gave me a Ferrari right now, I would be pretty good. I'd be terrific, to be honest. Wink, wink. Anyone? Here's the thing though, that is not sustainable. No one has the money to just keep buying Ferraris every time you feel down. And if you do, you can email me. It's gerardo@mit.edu. I have a proposition. My point is that if you rely on material things to make you happy, you will undoubtedly go into a spiral where nothing will be enough. Some people like to call that ambition, but when dealing with happiness, I call it addiction. We get addicted to shopping online, to watching Netflix, to scrolling through TikTok, to whatever it is. All of us are addicted to something. For example, I am addicted to watching engineering videos on YouTube that go way over my head, which is probably the worst vice out there, honestly. You should take my word for that. But even if you don't believe me, I guarantee you're addicted to something. We base some significant part of our happiness on external factors, and that isn't healthy. I know that the whole "if you're sad, just be happy" thing does not work. I know because I've been there. Sadness and depression are big beasts, but I also know that no matter who you are or what your situation is, you can find a tiny thing deep inside you to be happy about. I would like to challenge all of you to find one thing each day, even if it's the same thing every day for a week or a month, to be happy about. The way to make our happiness renewable is to find it within ourselves whenever possible. Thank you.
And it is an honor and a privilege to serve as the principal of Catawba Ridge High School. I would like to take this time to welcome members of the Fort Mill School District Board of Trustees, Ms. Celia McCarter and Dr. Scott Frateroli. Welcome members of the District Administrative Team, Superintendent Dr. Chuck Epps and Dr. Tommy Smolsey. Welcome parents, relatives, friends. Welcome the faculty and staff of Catawba Ridge High School, but most importantly, welcome the first ever graduating class of Catawba Ridge, the class of 2021. At this time, I'd like to take a brief moment just to recognize one of our teachers that is retiring this year. Mr. Martin Dickey has given over 39 years of service to education. 29 of those years have been devoted to the students and the families of the Fort Mill community. So please take a moment just to give a round of applause and appreciation for his service. Class of 2021, as your principal, it is an honor to share this time of celebration with you. We have shared experiences of learning, some successes, and even some challenges along the way that have brought us to this important day. High school graduation is a milestone in our society. It marks the transition from childhood to adulthood. This transition is not free. There is a price. Some of your classmates that began a journey with you 4 years ago did not pay the price to get here today. You are to be commended, for in a world where quitting has become far too easy, you stuck it out, you've persevered through what has been some very challenging times. You've overcome many obstacles. The changing of schools, a national pandemic, and suddenly being forced to adapt to virtual learning in the last moment, and these are just to mention a few. In the words of Booker T. Washington, success is to be measured not so much by the position one has reached in life as the obstacles in which he has overcome. I want to encourage you to embrace this day and hold it close to your heart, because you will never be this young again. Tomorrow will bring its challenges as well. It will not always be easy or even comfortable. Through the challenges of the past few years, you have been prepared by your parents and your teachers to face life head on. The late Dr. Martin Luther King once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands in times of challenges and controversy." You have seen both in our society and our world over the last year. My hope is that we have helped you prepare to think on your own and make decisions that are based on your values and your conscience. Your parents and teachers will not be there to hold your hands, but you have the tools to make it, and you have the tools to make your mark in this world. According to Anne Frank, parents can only give good advice and put you in the right path, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. Finally, as we close, I'd like to use the words of a wise old principal I once knew. He would say each year at graduation, "Let me encourage you to practice the following virtues: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control." He would say these virtues are not found on some political, moral, or health index, but they will change our lives and affect those around us if put into practice. If I could tell you one thing as you leave here today that I would hope that you would remember, it would be that how you treat people in your life will say more about your character as a person than anything else you can do or accomplish. The wise Maya Angelou said it like this: "At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or what you did. They will, however, remember how you made them feel." My hope is that God will grant us protection and wisdom to make this world a better place because we have passed through these days together. I am proud of your resiliency that has been mentioned earlier, but I am more proud of you guys for showing the future and current students what it means to be a copperhead and what it means to be the why. You will receive something special today along with your diploma, and at this time I would like to bring up a very special guest to tell you a little bit more about it. The first ever principal of Catawba Ridge High School, Mr. D. Christopher.
Good morning, Catawba Ridge. It is an honor to be here to stand before you today as the first principal. Didn't last long. Been gone 7 months. Thank you to Mr. Wilson for the honor of being here and speaking briefly to the class of 2021. There are many people, students, to thank for their tremendous impact on this historic day. Certainly your parents and your families. I'll add the taxpayers in Fort Mill, the school board, a district administration, a superintendent who cares about our work, really the best faculty and staff the principal could ever hope for. I say thank you to those. But more importantly, thank you to the class of 2021. As Grayson kind of hinted to a minute ago, many of you left comfortable, established schools for probably a bit of an experiment, something new, something unproven. You remember that, August 19th, 2019. The first day of our future. In the time since that day, you created traditions and a unique identity that will last. You performed, as mentioned, at a high level in the classroom, on the field, on the court, and on the stage. Do right and do be nice were not just catchy slogans. They were woven into the fabric of our school. Every person was the most important. You will always have the legacy of being first. Today, Mr. Wilson has agreed to allow me to begin one more tradition that will forever be linked to the class of 2021. After you walk this stage, I'll be standing right over there, or maybe right over there. I haven't been told where to stand yet. I'm kidding, I know where to stand. And I'll hand you the first dollar you make as a high school graduate. This gold coin provided by a donor is not worth much in today's world. But it's more than just a dollar. It's a symbol to you of the hard work, dedication to get to this point. But more importantly, the work that has to be done the rest of your lives to positively impact your family, your spouse, your children, your community, and your world. And I hope it's a symbol for that. You've heard several times already about the word resilience. My father used to call it stick-to-itiveness. And it is just a drive and a resilience. This class, in particular, not just because of a pandemic, not just because of personal struggles, but this class has shown stick-to-itiveness in a way that should inspire all of us. So I want to thank you for that. I'm proud to be one of the first Copperheads. Remember, dadgummit, do right and be nice. We'll always be connected as one CR. Thank you.
Gerardo Alberto Berlanga Molina. Kyle Ryan Engstrom, Kira Elizabeth Passmore, Grayson Payne Bray, Anna Grace Stiltner, Charles Fletcher Kowalski, Caroline Elise Hines, Morgan Grace Kiss, Nathan James Rubin, Allison Nicole Schwartz, Nicholas John Bungie, Grace Ann Drolet, Caroline Isabel Acosta, Alexa Yvonne Adams, Jordan Richard Adamson, Jordan Nicole Anderton, Kyle Logan Ashford, Hutton Tate Atkins, Dalton Wade Bailey, Kira Nicole Baker, Leah Marie Baker, Vivian Ray Banish, Nicholas James Barone, Ryan August Barstad, Alexis Caroline Bates, Sydney Elizabeth Baum, Mark John Baxter, Paige Sierra Bell, Devontae Antonio Bellamy, Aiden James Blackman, Brittany Alexis Blank.
First, we're clicking the right things. Also, check the battery. If it has really low battery, sometimes it doesn't let you go. Yeah, no? Get it, bro?
All right, guys, here comes the fun part, right? Class of 21, please rise. By the power vested in me by the state of South Carolina and the Fort Mill School District Board of Trustees, I now pronounce you graduates of Catawba Ridge High School.
That's how everyone gets nice.
You hear that?
Okay, as they find their hats and make their way back to their seat, I'm going to ask everyone to please remain standing for the singing of the Catawba Ridge alma mater, the farewell, and the recessional.
Beyond the banks of the river, where young scholars reach their goals, is a place that we do cherish, filled with halls of green and gold. May our time be fond a memory, in our hearts we'll cling to thee. Our alma mater, Catawba Ridge, forever loyal we will be.
A massive congratulations to the class of 2021. We've done it. We've graduated. There is so much to say about how unique and difficult our senior year has been. We've pushed through e-learning, hybrid schedules, and above all, desk shields. But this is old news. It's all anyone has talked about for the past year. And in my opinion, we've done something much harder. Halfway through our high school careers, we were sent to a new school with new friends, new classrooms, and new experiences. Armed with only a vision for what could become the best school in Fort Mill, we strode into uncharted territory. The students have created something new and amazing. We've taken the best of both high schools and made our own place for ourselves. This senior class has been a shining role model for the students following us, and I'm so proud to have been a part of that. We're going to take that drive and passion into the future and do amazing things. And so, as we, the first graduating class of Catawba Ridge High School, stride into that unknown yet again, I wish us all congratulations and farewell. Thank you.